This is the 47th video in a series of videos that study the 101 laws of the Success Mindset Code. In this video, we will address the 47th law, the law of letting go. Many people resist the idea of giving up, especially later in life, when the pressure to make it work feels heavier. But knowing when to let go is not a weakness. It's wisdom, it's courage, it's self-respect. Sometimes, the bravest decision you can make is to stop fighting a battle that no longer brings progress, purpose, or peace. As we mature, we accumulate dreams, ventures, relationships, and habits that once made sense but now weigh us down. And because we fear judgment, failure, or disappointment, we hold on far longer than we should. The law of letting go teaches us that the value of persistence depends on the direction you're walking. If the path you're on no longer leads toward growth, prosperity, and fulfillment, then quitting isn't losing, it's choosing. Think about how many times we cling to something simply because we've already invested time, money, or reputation. We fear the unknown. We fear wasted effort. But refusing to release something that no longer serves you doesn't protect your progress. It traps it. Prosperity requires motion, flexibility, and the willingness to redirect. Letting go frees energy. It frees mental space. It frees the emotional bandwidth you need to invest in opportunities that are actually aligned with your purpose. Imagine someone like Martha, who dedicated years to a project that started with passion and promise, but gradually drifted away from her goals. She noticed the signs: frustration, exhaustion, lack of growth. Instead of forcing a dead path, she paused, evaluated, and stepped back. She redirected her time into something that aligned with her values and found success faster because she released the weight holding her down. Contrast that with someone like Mark, who refused to give up on a failing idea because he believed quitting would mean defeat. He poured in more money, more time, more nights awake, simply because he didn't want to be seen as someone who quit. But the more he pushed, the more he lost. When we ignore the signals, when we cling to something out of pride or fear, we magnify the damage. The market changes, opportunities shift, people evolve, and if you're not willing to adapt, you stall your own prosperity. The question is not whether you can persist. The question is whether what you're persisting in still deserves your effort. Quitting something misaligned is not abandoning your dreams. It's protecting them. To unlock financial growth later in life, you must develop the ability to evaluate your commitments objectively. Ask yourself, is this still worth it? Are the results proportional to the effort? Is this path aligned with who I am becoming? Sometimes the bravest version of persistence is walking away. Many people confuse resilience with stubbornness. Resilience is adapting to the reality in front of you. Stubbornness is denying it. One builds wealth, the other destroys it. The law of letting go demands that we evaluate emotional costs as seriously as financial ones. If something drains your health, relationships, joy, and peace, the return is not worth the investment. Every decision you make from now on must honor both your wallet and your well-being. Letting go also requires listening to the subtle signals your body and mind send. Constant fatigue, loss of excitement, or feeling stuck are not coincidences. They are alarms. When your inner voice whispers, "This isn't right anymore," that is intuition, not weakness. Many mature adults ignore this inner compass, convinced they must pay for their past choices with present sacrifice. But your past should not punish your future. If you feel empty investing in something, if you feel resentment instead of growth, maybe you've reached the end of that chapter. Not every journey is meant to last forever. Great wisdom is knowing when a season has ended. And sometimes, letting go doesn't mean abandoning everything. It means adjusting the route. Maybe you don't need to quit the dream, just the strategy. Maybe you don't need to abandon the goal, just the method. Prosperity is not rigid, it's dynamic. When you quit the things that no longer serve you, you create space for the things that can transform you. Many people fail financially because they refuse to update their vision. They cling to old beliefs, outdated careers, or unproductive habits. Let go of the attachment, not the aspiration. And when you do, you allow creativity, innovation, and clarity to flow. Your success in this phase of life depends on the quality of your questions. Ask yourself, what am I losing by staying here? What will I gain by leaving? Will continuing this path cost me my health, my peace, my time, or my relationships? Have I learned everything this season needed to teach me? If the answer is yes, then staying is not growth. It's fear disguised as loyalty. Letting go is not about running from difficulty. It's about recognizing when difficulty becomes damage. We mature, and with maturity comes a sharpened sense of priority. Your energy must go where your future can breathe. Think of the time and effort you reclaim when you release what no longer contributes to your evolution. That energy can be invested in learning new skills, building new income streams, forming smarter habits, or developing healthier financial behaviors. Letting go can be the most profitable decision you ever make, because opportunity rarely visits crowded rooms. When you quit with dignity, you are not closing a door. You are opening several. And each of those doors may lead to a version of you more prosperous, peaceful, and fulfilled than the one who stayed stuck. The real failure is refusing to evolve. In practical terms, letting go means embracing the present with honesty. It means acknowledging reality, not idealizing it. When you learn to release what no longer aligns with your purpose, you accelerate transformation. You become lighter, you move faster, and your path becomes clearer. Every time you choose growth over pride, you level up your mindset. Prosperity is not only about gaining, it's also about releasing. The law of letting go reminds us that endings are beginnings in disguise. Sometimes your next chapter only appears when you close the previous one with respect. Remember, successful people aren't those who never quit. They are those who quit strategically. If this video added value to your life, give it a like, share it with friends, drop a comment below, and subscribe with notifications on. You can also enjoy the extra content I left in the first pinned comment below.